Well, hello, nerds. Happy Monday morning. It is 10 a.m. here on the West Coast, and we are here for another awesome episode of The Future of Games. We are joined once again with the founder of Freename.io, Davide Vicini, which we're about to jump over and chat with him for a second. But I just wanted to pause for a moment and take a second to acknowledge something that's maybe not quite as exciting so that when we get to the fun stuff, we kind of feel like we did what we needed to do. And what we need to do right now is we need to acknowledge the many hundreds, if not thousands, of layoffs that were announced between Friday and today. Many of which you'll find on Amir Satfatz, Matt Herndon, Jordan Mazer. Several others have done a really excellent job of not only publicizing what's happening, but also helping find resources for us to all work together on to make things better. So just taking a moment and acknowledging the many hundreds of people. These are numbers that represent people. If this is you, just wanted to pause for a second as we're talking about games and acknowledge that you, the people that make these things that we love, might be hurting right now. So please reach out to me anytime, to anybody on those resources pages. We're all here for you. Now, let's get to some fun stuff. I am so excited to introduce two guests to you. You know Davide, who you're about to see on screen. He was here last week, the founder of Freename.io. And we're also joined by our very own Tia LaRue, who is right. Hi, Tia. Thank you so much for being here. Tia, you are our new face. Would you please introduce yourself, and then we'll pass it over to Davide for an introduction.
Yeah, I'm Tia. For those that don't know me, how I'm connected to the gaming world is I'm a Twitch streamer. Fell into that and have always loved games and the game industry and have networked. Some of you have probably maybe seen me on LinkedIn. I'm all saying hi to everybody. But yeah, that's me.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Tia. And boy, look at the beautiful background right there. Look at that vivid. Oh my gosh, Davide, we look like schlubs. We need to step it up, man. I need more
Definitely,
lights. That's what I need.
definitely.
We need more lights. Davide, who are you, and why is it so awesome that you're here today?
Thank you very much. Tia, nice to be in this episode with you and John, of course. So I'm the founder of Freename, and we are helping the gaming industry with Web3 domains and blockchain technology. We'll discover much more during this episode that we organized together. Very happy to explain you what we can do.
So awesome. We are going to dive into the what and how of Web3 a lot today. So today is probably going to be a much more technical one. And Tia, we're so excited that you're here because any questions that you have as a Twitch streamer, all the way down to like, what does Web3 even mean? What does a TLD even stand for? Any questions you have are probably ones that our viewers today, or who knows when this is going to be watched on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Any questions you have, please, no matter who's talking, jump in, pounce, cut us off. This is like our time to connect with you.
Yes, I'm excited. I'll be having a lot. I was like, yeah, explain to me, please. I'm here with the audience and like, tell me what Web3 is in blockchains. I know this much.
We're hoping to go from this much to like that much. But even I think Davide knows that much, and I know like a similarly microscopic amount. But this is super exciting. One piece of housekeeping. Everybody in chat, two things to keep in mind. One, I'm going to be featuring messages on chat as they come in. For example, like Gary here, one of our most frequent attendees. Gary, thank you as always for being here. Says, greetings, everyone. Hi, John Wilhelm, Davide Vicini, Tia LaRue. Looking forward to another blockbuster hit. No pressure. This needs to be a blockbuster episode. Okay, got it. Thank you, Gary. But you'll see those flash on screen, folks. That's not meant to interrupt whoever's talking. That's just to make sure that when you guys are taking time to make comments, we want to make sure that you hear your voices or that we have a chance to address your questions and things. So there we go. And secondly, we are going to be giving away another 10 .gaming premium domains, thanks to our friends at Freename. And Tia, very excited to announce that you are one of those. So you, as of today, are Tia.gaming now and forever, so long as you want to hold on to that domain.
Yes. Oh, thank you guys.
Woot, 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 woot. And that's all, again, thanks to our friends at Freename.io. Davide, we already have questions starting to come in, or at least comments.
I see, with pleasure.
Right. This is actually even better than last week. We are going to use our wheel of names. We're going to have a little bit even more fun this time than we did last time. But Davide, you touched on what Freename was. Let's talk a little bit more about what Freename is to, let's say, me as somebody who has absolutely no idea what Web3 is, but I kind of want to learn about it and get involved.
Absolutely. And you are Jon.Gaming, right? You have written that.
That's me.
And now Tia
You'll
is
see it.
Tia.Gaming. Yes. What this means and why all of this excitement, it's your name into the blockchain. And so having your name, you have google.com that goes to a very long IP address, but you don't say go to this IP address, you say go to google.com. The same is equal in blockchain. You have wallets which are kilometers long, and then you have names which are unique, and you can have all of your life. You can store your identity there. And so it's a way for you to represent your identity in this new technology that it's coming all over, from gaming, from financial world, from user-generated content. And so you possess that name, you can brand yourself, it's yours forever, usable.
That's awesome.
This is
Very
so
short.
important,
Then
especially.
we have more topics after. I know, Tia, you have a lot of questions. So
I do. I was like, I'm trying to, like, Jon said jump in, but I was like, I'm
please do. Absolutely.
Actually, yeah, I love all that. And something that I don't know if other people in here stream, but I know people know of, like, obviously SEO. And that's so hard because as a streamer, Twitch is really hard to grow on. I don't think people understand how difficult that is. That's why content creators are having to, like, try to go viral on TikTok, on Instagram, because it's all about brand awareness, right? And SEO. So does that help any kind of SEO for a content creator or some, like, a streamer?
So it will help drastically. SEO is a big aspect of internet and domains. And this technology of blockchain is in transition to be adopted also from Web2. So from search engines to any ads. And this is coming gradually. What it can help you today is creating the same environment as NFT, for example. You can use your domain to rent some items that you want, or to log into different environments, always with your own properties. If you want to brand yourself, it helps in social, it helps in all of the crypto community, which are very strong and very numerous. So in a kind of a way, it helps now on the blockchain ecosystem, and it will help on the SEO.
Awesome.
As and to supplement this, and a little bit of story for me. Not long ago, the reason why we've called a couple of these WTF is Web3 is that's literally what I Googled some 6 months ago or so when I ultimately found Freename, and just started emailing questions. Just like, hey, what is this? Seemed really accessible, super present on social media. And so I thought, hey, these might be people who I could actually ask questions to, as opposed to just frankly asking ChatGPT, which it was basically where I started. And so awesome that Davide and several others, Mattia, Chiara, Eleonora, so many others, just were immediately accessible and ready to say, hey, here's what we're doing. We're democratizing the web. We are basically making this possible. Then, to your point, T, I started to ask questions both to Davide and team and also just online about SEO and the whole idea of a .gaming domain for Twitch streamers, especially. Having your name associated with a .gaming is an incredibly powerful SEO tool. And the more places that is, the more when somebody even Googles, gaming streamers or something like that, which millions of people do per day, it increases that likelihood that you are the top Google result, which is, of course, all of our hope, right?
Yeah, that page one.
That page one. I should mention too, and Davide, this is making sure that this is a very gaming world right here, but just to be very clear, Freename is not just games. You can go on there and you can buy a TLD or SLD, which we'll talk about what that means in a second. And then we're going to do our first raffle. But you can get, dot football. You can get dot emoji symbols, by the way. You can get like a dot laughing face, sad face, or who knows what you want to do with that. Totally up to you. And with that, it lets you do all kinds of crazy stuff with that. If you wanted to actually create a brand around whatever name that is, those Web3 domains, they're fully available. And we'll go over to Davide here in a second. Looks like we've got some an internet moment, as it were. But hey, just like the Chiefs, he's coming back in the fourth. Just kidding. Just like the Niners, he's sorry. Ooh, too soon. Sorry.
Too soon. Too soon.
I hope
Wait.
Marie's in chat. Yeah. Oops. Wah.
It's a stream. I love it. Keep going, John. We've got this. This is the streaming element. If
Making it
nobody's
happen.
to stream, I've had one.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here for this, right? The live production.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Davide. There we go. Ali Farah
this
with the
wouldn't happen in blockchain. Apologize for that.
Ollie says .luck.
Yeah, we're trying.
There we go. Okay, so we are going to go over to Davide here in a second to talk a little bit about what a TLD is, what an SLD is. This, by the way, is great knowledge to have, not just for Web3, but just general sort of like internet knowledge that I thought I understood until I started to actually look at Web3. But in the meantime, we are going to be giving away 10 .gaming domains. These are worth anywhere from $30 to $2,000+ right now, if you look at what their value is on OpenSea or any of these other sort of Web3 domain valuation sites. If you happen to be a Twitch streamer, this could be a big moment for you, because this could literally be where you establish your web identity now and going forward. So here's how we'll do this. Tia, what's your favorite game right now?
Oh, you had to ask me that.
I had
know
to spring it on you.
Here. Let's see. It's gonna be a tie. Lethal Company. Okay. I'll have to say, I'll put it out there. Lethal Company has been my favorite since it came out.
Lethal Company it is, folks. If you type Lethal Company into chat, then I'm going to add you to our wheel, and we're going to spin that in about 3 minutes, so right around the 10:15 Pacific Standard Time mark. And if you win, you get whichever .gaming domain you would like that's associated with your name. If you are the streamer, like let's say we've got Wendy Prantner in chat right now. Wendy, congratulations on winning a couple of calls ago. Very nice. Let's say you stream as like, Wendylicious is your Twitch handle, which it's not, I don't think anyway. But if you were to comment Lethal Company right now and you wanted Wendylicious as opposed to just Wendy.gaming, totally up to you. And our friend Chris over at Freename will make that happen. So far, we've already got Gary. We've got, there is one thing. It is showing some folks as anonymous. So if you could please Lethal Company and then your name. And that way, sometimes Restream here, it doesn't always show exact names. And that way I want to make sure and get you in there. Because there's Jens Horman, who I'm hoping you win this time. Corinne, let's see if we get you another win. Very, very nice. Jerry. Okay, enough of me talking. Davide, what is a TLD? What is an SLD? And why does that matter to us?
Sure. As I finish to fight with my internet line, can you hear me and see me well? Okay, good. Good. I'm very happy. TLD and SLDs. There are two terms in internet important that we use every day that no one knows. We know as a domain, google.com, great domain. A domain is composed by two things, Google and .com, right here? And so Google itself, before the dot, it's the second level domain, the SLD. And the .com is the top level domain, which give you the road. I want to fetch the Google word out of the .com root. This is mainly it. So we have .com, .xyz, .io, TLD, where you can buy domains on top. And this in Web 2, it's very strict. There are no new TLDs since 2013. So Twitter wanted to have .twitter, but they could not have it in 2013. And this is why there is no .twitter, for example. And they come out like, perhaps next time they will come new TLD issued in the market, it will be 2026, if not 2027. So it's very slow cycle. In Web3, everybody can buy a TLD today and brand themselves and have domains on that. So it's faster, 3 clicks, much cheaper, instant, and it's yours forever. So you can brand your community and make anything about that usable in blockchain. If you have questions, just shoot. I can continue. I can continue
Oh
much,
no, you're
much
good.
further, but
My
very
only
well.
question: can we make sure that Twitter does not get a .Twitter? Is it only now we're X? Is it X now? What are we
Yeah,
at with?
exactly. We will see.
Can someone get Elon in chat? It changes so frequently.
No.
Right? What is it now? Tia, did you happen to have any questions on that front? If not, we could also ask chat. Anyone in chat with questions about TLD, SLD, or anything Web3, please fire away.
Yeah, chat, help us out. That's my favorite part is doing this is chat. Come on, chat. I don't have any questions about it. I mean, that's it. It's interesting. See, it's funny that I'm even a streamer for anybody that'll see me. They're like, yeah, how do you do this or how do you do that? And I think I had videoed for John one time. I was like, oh wait, no, I know this one I actually know the answer to. But when it comes to like web stuff, I'm like, that's cool. There's two different ones, but they work you have to have two. Got it. I'm doing great with this.
Correct. And you can use these domains also to enter Discord servers, and you can do token gated servers if you want to create community or side discussions. You can use to, let's say, verify your content that user generate. So I can mint on my Davide.Game that this is my content, a video or something that I generated. I can save it in blockchain forever. So you can do multiple stuff. Internet is opening.
Yeah, and does it help with like copyright too for content creators? I think that is the hardest thing. And before I was even a content creator, I was a wedding photographer, and I had people steal my my work and put it on. I would see on Pinterest and stuff, and it's interesting when people start. I mean, it's a compliment, but also, does that help with those that want to be like, okay, it has obviously that trace of like that was my creation.
Absolutely, yes. Because blockchain is one of the uses exactly this, to verify a something, an asset created, immutable. So once it's verified, you cannot change that verification stamp, right? And so if you do something like a picture and you take that and let's say save the picture with a blockchain hash, this is all strange words, but process is very easy. Even if somebody take a picture of your picture with the same resolution and say, this is mine, you can always say, no, I signed from Tia.Gaming, and this is the hash of the sign, immutable. And that was 2 years ago. And bam, you're verified. So you can use for verifying all of the assets you do.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. It's used in supply chain, but you always verify with your wallet, which is kilometers long. So you verify your content now with Tia.Gaming, for example.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So Davide, we can probably knock one of these out and then we'll do our wheel spin. And then we can kind of play in the gray a little bit, because most of the follow-up questions I got after last week, in addition to exactly, here, I'll bring Gary's comment and then Wendy's up on screen. Gary's is basically, I had sleepless nights since the last session thinking how we'd explain SLDs versus TLDs and domains to a 5-year-old and think I might have one. Oh, okay. I see you with that leading comment, Gary, with your viral hooks. Got you. Okay. I feel like I'm about to hit follow on TikTok, but very excited to hear what your metaphor is. With that, we're going to go and just play in the gray. We're going to go wild and just start to go crazy. And Tia, I'm so excited you're here because honestly, user-generated content, including our creator economy, is, I personally believe, and this is where we get into pure speculation and opinion, I believe it's the future of almost everything, not just gaming, almost everything that we can think of with how we learn, discover, connect. And so no pressure, you're only the future of humanity. So your questions, I believe, are particularly meaningful to this conversation about, this infinite set of possibilities. How do we line up on just a few to play with? And with that, I have rambled just long enough for us to have our first raffle, which we're going to put on right now. One last chance, everybody. You probably see it on screen. Let me pull it up one more time. If you haven't already commented, here you go. Lethal Company, if you would like to be considered for this first spin. But here we go. Let's see who wins.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm just a hype person here.
Hey!
Hey!
Jerry Foster, congratulations. Please feel free to reach out to Chris, or he'll reach out to you to get you set up with Jerry.Gaming, or who knows, maybe FostMage.Gaming. If that's your streamer name, it should be. Hashtag FrostMage for life.
Jon, don't we have the music of last time?
Oh yeah, did
No,
it not come through?
it didn't. That's right. I got you done. What kind of music do we need?
It was nice.
It's pretty would you call it amazing, or would you call it obnoxious, Davide? What would you say?
Don't know. What would you say?
Here, let's try it this way. And I could hear it. So I was rocking out over here. So I'm really gonna enjoy watching this replay, because I'm just like dancing randomly now, which is not unheard of. Okay, let's give it a shot this time. And everybody, thoughts and prayers for Ali Farha, who's been here for every one of these calls and has been almost won every single time. So here we go. Boom! Don Percy, congratulations. You are numero dos. Winner, winner, winner. So far, we've got Jerry and Dom. Congratulations, folks. And Jerry, what gamer tag again? Whatever you want, my friend. Our friend Chris over at Freename will make that happen for you. Okay, let's pull this back down. And Tia, no pressure on you, but do you have any like, what if we could do X that we could maybe play with? If not, no worries. We've got a couple of kind of like greatest hits from these conversations we could dwell on.
Yeah, no, I mean, since I am just learning, it's funny when Jon, I didn't even say anything. I was just like, Jon comes and's like, do you want to do this? I'm like, yes. And then I was like, I have no idea what. I was like, so thank you,
so
Davide,
great,
for explaining. I was like, sign me up. That was my ADHD. I was like, yeah, I'll come talk about it. I don't know what it is, but let me. No, I think it is very interesting, and I love the idea too of like, there's so much misperceptions of content and content creation, and it's all moving so fast. Even for me, like I just turned 36 years old. I know I look younger than I am, but all this stuff is so quick. So like, how do people keep up with that, like content creators, like what, even from you guys in your company, what customer service would they get if they're like, hey, I really want, I don't understand this, somebody showed me you, I want to go here, and but they don't know anything like me, like what is the walkthrough of that, or teaching them tools? Because I do think like that's knowledge is power stuff. Like I'm a nerd over SEO and I don't even know all of it, but I know like alt text, and like it's a lot of work behind the scenes when you're doing all of that. Is there also like a streamline so that those that are like me that maybe don't understand everything and don't have enough time to be doing it all, like what's that look like for you guys?
Yes, and you said it well. There is a lot of work behind and something to streamline your use of it, and we are here for that. So it's very simple to start using your Tia.Gaming, and you can start using it in many different ways. It's very simple. You just register in freename.io. You create your profile, and then from your dashboard, you have everything at your hands. Create a website, a Web3 website, create your own landing page if you want to show your profile. That profile is immutable. It's just yours forever. So you can show all of your items, all of your NFTs, all of your place where you stream, where you play, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. And this is very intuitive. You click, create a website. You choose like today to create a website. Use it as a personal Web3 email where the communication is wallet to wallet, or to use it like your own identity to log into Web3 gamings, which are going exponentially wild, or to log in certain gaming server that you want in Discord or in other environments that supports Web3 and wallet. So we are the company that makes this easier for you, and very happy when you try to receive feedback. If you want something else, if you imagine that easy as we present to you or more difficult, very happy to.
Yeah, I love that.
So this Davide, if it's okay, I can share this. So just to be transparent, I'm super excited to be working alongside Freename. I'm not a compensated partner or anything like that. We just enjoy having these conversations, and I like talking about this stuff because I truly believe that at some point this is going to be like people talking about Bitcoin in like 2012. I truly believe people are going to look back and say, oh, there were people who actually were talking about this in the context of what it becomes. You connect AI to all this, and you've got, of course, a completely different universe. But one thing that I think is really exciting and that maybe people should expect is the world of Web3 is still being defined, and it is gritty in all the right ways. And it's got all of that sort of like sophistication of a pop-up bar that you really want to go to, but it's not as polished yet because it's still authentic and fun and available and accessible. And I really enjoy that. That said, it's not nothing other than Freename does a phenomenal job with this. You all have done some wonderful polish, but there's a ton everybody's learning together. So if you jump into this world, be prepared to learn at light speed. And there's so much opportunity. I believe one person's thoughts. Tia, there's actually a couple of questions that tag on to a lot of what you're saying, and we can kind of lightning around a few of these. And then at the 35-ish mark, we'll do 35, 40, and then we'll do a big blast out giveaway at the very end, 35, 45, and then at the hour. So these two questions are fairly synonymous and kind of work in tandem with your question, Tia. Ollie asks, please tell me more about how I can creatively present my brand, which is not possible with traditional websites. And Wendy asks a similar question down here. I'm not looking to monetize anything I do, but could someday, slight chance. Do I approach setting up my profile, etc., any differently? So, Davide, would you like to take this one? I can take a shot at it, and you can maybe like be my spotter and be like, John, no, that's not how it works. No.
No, with pleasure. So should I take the Wendy one or the first one that you showed?
Oh, whichever one you'd like. They feel similar, but if they're totally different questions, please.
I would go for the profile. So if I well understand the profile, in-game profile, or Wendy, you meant landing pages or website profile. So it helps me clarify. And as somebody mentioned here in the chat about Bazaar, it's a game developed by Tempo Game, sorry, that applies Web3, and this is just a one of the many, right? So here is how you can use your Tia .Gaming or your Jon.Gaming, right? You can go to Tempo and just log in because you have all of your properties that you develop gaming. But if we're speaking about profiles, on-chain profiles, Web2 profiles, and there is nothing that is a slight chance this is happening. So you can browse. John knows, like, after I wanted to ask you, John, how do you use your Jon.Gaming? And this is interesting because now it's auto-referential, me speaking about blockchain. But I want also to hear from you and also to Tia to see how you would like to use it, even though you need to try, do the trials, so on and so forth. For me, it's very interesting. But no, coming back to Wendy should not do nothing differently, because blockchain is just helping the current domain industry to evolve. So not doing something new, but make it more powerful.
Davide, someone just asked a question. Adele asked a question. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Please always tell me if I'm not. But I believe Adele asked a question that is almost the exact answer that I was prepping in my mind to your question of how do I, right now, in our current iteration, which it's evolving every single day, right now, your question, Adele, how do you think .gaming domains can help you build a community? So there's a lot of content out there talking about how community and brand are almost the same word. And I'm glad that we've got somebody for whom Tia, who builds a community in that in many ways, certainly not limited to that, but that is a lot of the Tia So Fierce, by the way, Tia So Fierce. Make sure and follow on Twitch, only if you really love content. Yeah. Don't follow this streamer unless you love content. That is amazing.
Shenanigans too, but yes.
There it is. Well, here's the thing, Adele. I believe that branding and consistency of what you essentially are known as is a huge part of how we establish. And this kind of goes back to Wendy's question about, if I don't want to monetize now and I want to one day monetize. Here's the thing. It's not necessarily always fun, I think, for any of us to think about, I better say something really witty on camera right now, or I better take a really great picture of my kid doing this cute thing on the playground because I want to monetize it. Living our lives completely online is not always a great idea. But if you are trying to establish a sort of central web identity, which can also be synonymous with a brand and a community, very, very helpful to have the same thing everywhere. So you can imagine, like, if you were to say, is my camera frozen for everybody? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could reboot that. As long as you can hear my voice. But
yes, we can hear you.
Well, sorry you have to stare at that weird photo of me for a second, but I'll fire it back up here in a moment. Here's the thing. If you are the same thing everywhere, then you can be easily found. And so let's say you're building a Twitch streamer identity, right? Well, hey, there we go. If you are tiasofierce.gaming or tia.gaming, or by the way, Tia, you could be tia.gaming, whatever you want. It's yours.
Awesome.
If you're tiasofierce.gaming there, and you're also Tia So Fierce streaming on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, and you're tiasofierce.gaming on all those things, people finding you in one place find you in all places. Mm-hmm. And of course, we're really excited over the next couple of weeks. There's some really exciting partnerships that we get to offer some new kind of technologies on calls like this, including Web3 enabled websites, which kind of goes back to a question I think it might have been, it was Ollie, maybe Adele. Someone had asked about like the difference between a static website, like a standard web2.com-ish era versus the Web3 world. Our friends over at Peach Worlds are innovating in the 3D website space, which kind of plugs into the spatial computing world as we're all walking around with our Apple Vision Pros because we all have $4,000 to spend on goggles and walk around with them on. How else are you going to drive your Tesla, folks? Like, think about it, really. How else are you going to drive
T-Pain has it. T-Pain did it. I saw TikTok. He's like, this is how I'm going to walk around forever. And I was like, somebody write up T-Pain. Tell him we need a hookup.
That video is amazing. He just said, I'm sorry, this is it. It's over. I'm doing it from now on. And you know what? I've seen it and I'm here for it. I have to say I'm here for it. Adele, I hope that answers your question. If I missed any elements of it, please feel free to jump back in. How can I connect? Anel asks a very operational question. Can I connect my Web3 domain with my Twitch account? Oh, interesting question. Davide, any thoughts on that one?
So there is something coming out. Don't know the date yet, but Twitch, as many other companies, I think they are looking at Web3. So there are already Web3 streaming environments and company producing it. So I think Twitch, if they are savvy and wants to enlarge to the whole Web3 community, and it makes sense, I think we will see soon something like that.
That's awesome. And I know I use since people are saying Twitch, so I'm assuming there's some other ones in there. I've used Linktree a lot on all my socials, had that link, and that's been where and I like a lot of the stuff of like analytics. I even look on my Twitch on where people come from, because as a content creator, you're like, should I push on YouTube Shorts? Should I push on Instagram, TikTok? But because for me, my main goal is always streaming, like always games, always Twitch. That's where I want to funnel everybody to. And so it's nice to have those analytics. But I'm assuming then you guys have like a landing page like that is kind of, and then it can have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can point your Web3 domain to your Web2 domain. You can do the reverse, or just use natively Web3 domain on Google, Safari, and any other browsers. And yes, we have already the same format. So you can start using it very easily.
Love that.
Thing of beauty. There's also, as we've been sort of playing, especially in our cool conversations with our friends over at Peach Worlds, there's an element, and maybe we can do this after our next, we're going to like drop hooks and feed into the next thing after after this commercial break. Stay tuned. But one question that hasn't come up here yet that usually comes up afterwards is, I think, to like Gary's point, starting to digest some of this insane amount of how does crypto connect all this, and where does Web3 fall into the games world right now? There's a couple of games worth talking about that I think helped me to understand more about what is even happening and what can this mean. We're going to talk about Axie Infinity in a second. But first, we're going to give away a couple more domains, shall we?
Woo! I'm ready for the song. Let's go.
Woo, woo, woo. That music, though. All right, here we go. Let's see who our next two winners are. Karima! Congratulations. Woo, woo, woo.
Yes.
Tia, should we come up with like Twitch streamer names for everybody as we go?
Because I mean, if y'all want me to give nicknames, I will, but I don't know if it's LinkedIn.
Yeah, right. I think there might be a censor function.
No. Yeah, we could totally come up. What was it? Wait, Carrie?
Yep, Carrie Ma.
All I'm thinking about is all I can think of is like what it was. I didn't even watch it, but Sex in the City, Carrie. She was married to Mike, or what's his name? Michael something. What
Mr. Big or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go, Carrie. You got your inspiration. And Jerry, you asked what that was earlier. I was jokingly saying Frostmage.gaming if you want to be your Twitch streamer, because I play a Frost Mage is my main on World of Warcraft. Yes, that's right. Nice. I am that nerd. The next winner is Jens Horman. Congratulations.
Jens.
All right. I feel like, Tia, your name is so awesome. Like Jen's so fierce. Maybe we like begin the so fierce, the house of so fiercity.
Oh my good. I'm all about the house of Game of Thrones. I would like to be Queen of the North. I'll be Queen.
House of the Fierce.
House of the Fierce. Yeah, we're no red weddings though. That was a terrible one to watch.
Yeah, trigger warning, folks. Trigger warning, folks. Oh my gosh. Woo! Woo! Ollie, yeah, we did see what happened, Ollie. That was I don't know if you win, I don't know if we can have these shows anymore, because then like no one would show up, because who knows. Okay, let's talk about Axie Infinity. So here's how I've come to understand the power of Web3 and especially blockchain, which is the sort of overriding technology. Davide, free license for you to be the lifeguard on duty. If you see me saying something that's wrong, i.e. drowning in incorrect information, pounce, stop me, please. Here's my nascent understanding. So for those of us who've grown up playing, especially MMORPGs, you're familiar with the grind. You want an item, you want to just level, whatever that is. Your progression in the game and ability to kind of consume new content, basically, especially endgame content, is predicated on your time spent. And so you're doing a certain amount of work and you're getting a certain amount of things, or at least you're increasing your likelihood of that with every second you spend doing it. Does that sound like anything else that we've seen happen, i.e. mining crypto, Bitcoin, for example? Every second spent with your processors, and the more focused those processors are, the more GPUs largely, the more Bitcoin you're mining. And so that is a very familiar example to me, where having mined a lot of items in World of Warcraft, I don't want to know what my slash plate is. Maybe next time we'll like have a contest where whoever guesses closest to it wins another .gaming domain. And what I lose is my dignity. So that is a very familiar setting where Axie Infinity, for example, and there's a ton of Web3 games out here. By the way, there's about $1.5 billion going into Web3 in Southeast Asia alone towards the end of 2023. 2024, the numbers are staggering. And much of that is funneling into games, because we live in a world where about 1.2 million people per day get access to the internet for the first time, largely via mobile phones. And about 70% of those people, what is the first thing that they do? They download a game. And that game, of course, is on mobile. And many of these games, like Genshin, a lot of Genshin and Honkai Star Rail success has been attributed to that sort of growth in developing parts of the world. Axie Infinity is also part of that. Axie Infinity, as you grind, you are cultivating characters and like these cool little sort of, it's essentially like playable NFTs, as it were. But then again, what is your WoW character if not a playable NFT? And you can trade, sell these things, exchange for crypto, and it's all on the blockchain. So if Davide, creates some cool like night-looking bird character, and I'm like, I really want a night-looking bird character, and I have 2 Ethereum that say that's mine now, and he sells that to me, now it's mine. And if in a week, all of a sudden, night bird characters are trending so hot right now, I can flip that and who knows, maybe sell it for 10 Ethereum. So there's speculation and there's play. But the big thing is interoperability. And that's the whole point here, which is as you do work here, it applies value everywhere. So I see a world not too far from now where many game companies all work on the blockchain, and Tia's playing, say, Dave the Diver for 10 hours. And that same amount of time has contributed to her success and her momentum in, say, World of Warcraft. Do these companies have these existing relationships? No. This is all speculative. So anyway, there's my very long-winded thought. Davide, where did I get some of that wrong? Please correct me.
Nothing yet.
I like that.
We'll
be wrong. Later.
Yes. But I was admiring also the pairing between the proof of work of Bitcoin to the rewards that you have in the games, right? And this makes total sense, as you said. And the fact that Axie Infinity is built on blockchain, it is to create a value that is transferable. And so blockchain helps a lot for this. You can create your own NFT. It's numbered, so this one is this one, it cannot be replicated, and you can build an environment of transferability on top. And so what you said about the relationship between Tia time spent here, but give value also to B, with blockchain, it's possible. Interoperability is the key. And your identity is your Tia.Gaming.
Which I love. I think all of that I love just from, again, being in content, and like, it's a grind, it's a struggle to even get seen. And so to have just the ability to be like, had your name on that and that it can be traced back just for brand awareness too, is really big. And for creative, because a lot of time, I mean, everybody sees it. I know I'm not the only one on here scrolling, and you see a video and then you scroll on Instagram, you're like, wait, who thought of that idea first? Because they're kind of the same videos, like there's ones that I'm like, so it's nice to have that of like, that somebody, if you come up with a really great creative idea, that it is credited to you, maybe valuable in a sense of, trading or anything like that, or just even getting the credit for your name, your brand, that's great for companies and gaming and anybody, creators all together.
Yes, 100% agree. You have the ability to be completely immutable information and completely transparent. Mm-hmm. That allows transfer. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's blockchain in 3 words. A bit simplified, but yes.
I'm an expert now. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Here, Foos. Go get your top voice badge. It's time.
It's time.
Davide, before we dive into this question, which was actually asked, not that one. That's just letting everybody know you got a couple minutes to still get in on the next raffle. We got a question that is from it's not displaying the name, or somebody chose to be anonymous, which is actually a side benefit of Web3, and that you can maintain complete anonymity if you'd like. Yeah, there it is. What time is it? Yeah, not early enough for me to not be able to say the word anonymous. Struggle bus. Someone is curious about how these domains work, but before we do that, I wanted to call out a couple of my favorite people. We're joined by Ali Farha, which is really exciting. We also have one of the coolest people you're going to see, and the comment's too far back for me to highlight, but our very own Jasmine Coppin is here in the audience right now. You'll know her with her pink hair, vibrant, even more vibrant personality. Follow her on LinkedIn for all kinds of amazing tips, almost daily videos, by the way, which anyone could learn from. And just because I could find his comment there, Chris Melisinos. Chris is yet another creator specifically on LinkedIn, where if you want to find out what the heck is actually happening in gaming, especially around some of this industry change, those 2 people, plus a handful of others, and I feel like you're going to have the main lens on what's going on. So thank you to both of you for being here. I really appreciate your support and curiosity. But in the minute or so before we get there, Davide, question: how do these domains work? As someone who's not very familiar with Web3 crypto stuff, is it similar to having an address for a crypto wallet?
Yes. Very fast reply, yes. So it's the same concept of having a google.com for a 199.166. something else numbers IP, right? And instead of having your Ethereum wallet, which is 0x blah, 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 you have a nice name that you can choose. So short answer, yes. How can you use it? Very easy. You go to freename.io, you have your domain, you point your wallet, you build stuff with it, you use it for messaging, you use it as you wish. It's everything in 3-4 maximum clicks. Super
That's
advanced tech, very easy interface.
We like
That'll
the
work.
easy user interface.
Yeah, very much, very much.
Everybody loves an easy interface. And I will say, you know, the wallet, the question of wallet usually comes up because there's different kinds of wallets. Probably the first question that folks are going to encounter when you're starting to do anything with crypto or anything on the blockchain. Crypto, Web3, all this stuff, it all is built on the blockchain, and you can have a wallet with Ethereum, you can have a wallet on Polygon, Coinbase, there's all these different places you could do it. And it's, you know, very much a matter of personal preference and choice. That's usually one of the next questions, especially when the word wallet starts to come up. That said, let's do another giveaway of 2, and then we're going to blow out 4 in the last couple of minutes of our call. Anyone who wants to get somebody in here and have a chance at one of these, good time to invite them. That means they've got 14 minutes to get in here. And I mean, hey, somebody has to win it other than Ali Farha. So please come on in, get them in here. I'm sorry. It's just too much fun at this point. It's just too much fun. And we've only got 6 people on the wheel right now. So
Ooh, Ollie's looking a little good. Come on out.
Y'all be strong. Y'all be strong. Hey.
Oh,
Chuck
Charlie
Brown.
If you don't do Jon.Gaming, that is a missed opportunity. What are we doing?
Gosh. Oh, I mean, how can it not be? And probably not the first time that we've heard a joke like that, Charles? But no. Hey, you know, you can do Charlie Brown, you can do Chuckit.Gaming, whatever, man. Like, you have so many options. The world is your oyster.
Chuckit.Gaming, yes.
And number 2 on our winner wheel. Hey, Corinne Grant.
Yay.
How about take it for granted.gaming?
There we go. Take it for granted or not taken for granted.
Hey, even better. Even better.
Don't take it for granted. I don't know. There's a lot. I'm liking the nicknames.
We should have another call that nobody attends where we just come up with nicknames for an hour and a half. That'd be fun. That'd be pretty good.
Could absolutely do that.
Corinne and Charles, congratulations on your brand new .gaming domains. Have fun with them. You get to do all the stuff that we've been talking about. And let's see if we have any other questions that we can check out. You know what? Let's just check this out. We got something. Oh yeah? Sorry. We got this right here.
Yes, correct. Wendy, I was reading while you were searching, and this is interesting because you need a wallet, Wendy. The wallet is not just a wallet for monetization, but it's a wallet to use for your domain. So base principle, in blockchain, everything you do and you say, this is mine, to point this is mine, you need to sign with your wallet a transaction. And this is free. So your wallet, you need for interacting with the blockchain. Even though you can build monetization on top, it's your identity and your signatures. So as John was saying before, there are different type of wallet provider, very easy to install, Coinbase wallet, MetaMask wallet. It's out of personal decision which one to use, but there are mainstream like top 5 that are very easy to use.
Awesome.
So elegantly said. And Wendy, you know, I think it comes back around too to monetization, but Tia, just to make sure, we've been doing a lot of like the technical stuff. Pausing for a second, any curiosities from the streamer side? Because it feels like when we're talking about monetization, community building, like some of Wendy's questions thematically, that might be in your neighborhood. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean it's always interesting for monetization because usually monetization is very here on Twitch, there on TikTok, here on Instagram. And since that is a place of not only for your signature, that's what I'm loving about this. And obviously, Ollie, if you don't do give Ollie a domain.gaming, I'm sorry, read that. And I was like, that has to happen. ADHD side moment. Anyways, for monetization, is it like how would that work getting the hub of everything? Because I think that's been the hardest thing is like everybody comes out with this tool. There's a tool here, there's a tool there, there's how you get a Twitch clip and how you do all this stuff. But is there a way to centralize any of the monetization things, or does it help in any way boost those, if that makes sense?
Yes, you can use your name, meaning your wallet, right? To centralize monetization for everything that adopts Web3 monetization. So with your domain, you can link a Bitcoin wallet, Ethereum wallet, every chain wallet, and say, just pay me or do this transfer, or I rent you my asset from my Tia.Gaming. And so yes, becomes a centralization. Blockchain needs to be used by the both parties. So from the streaming environment to your wallet. As of the moment, you can use your Tia.Gaming with a lot of Web3 game, for example. And so yes, that becomes your central point where you can manage all of the connections.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, on Twitch, for those that don't know, I mean, you can do subs. So the way that you make money, usually subs, they take a cut of it. If they do bits, you get 100% of it, but Twitch takes, like if they get bits for, I think 100 bits is $1. They have to buy 100 bits. They have to pay more than $1. So Twitch has already gotten that, but as a streamer, you get that portion. There is a way for people to tip, but it has to be done through like PayPal or something like that. And so for some of my streamer friends, I was like, I don't really want to connect that. I don't know. I'm like, if it's more stuff on my plate, it's already too much. I'm drowning as it is. But a friend had told me that was hard to do because people can then, even though they give it through like PayPal and it's like connected, they can then go back and be like, oh no, I didn't, or something like that. And it can be harmful. So if you guys obviously can do that with Twitch, like I'm thinking it would be better since it's, verified. And, or do you know if there's stuff like that of like, if somebody had given, if they almost like a credit transaction, be like, oh, that wasn't me. Like, how does that work?
Yes. And you spotted a right example, like with PayPal or some credit cards, you can always call back and say, no, I've been fraud, and call back that money. With crypto, it's impossible. And so you can say there are plugins that helps you doing that, but people can also do wallet to wallet. And in many chains, this is not costly at all. So you can say, send money here on my blah, blah, blah.gaming domain, on Davide.Gaming or Jon.Gaming or Tia.Gaming. And that appears to be instant. So you don't need to specify on which email of PayPal or which bank account or a platform that manages your bank accounts or payment gateway. Directly, wallet to wallet, instant.
That's
much
awesome.
easier than this. It's impossible.
Yes, it is good for those streaming is it's not a consistent income. So if you see something then it gets taken away, you're like, wait a minute. What did I do?
But look, it's very complicated to manage payments on the Web2 infrastructure because there are a lot of steps and different companies that need to pass this money. In Web3 it's so easy because everything is disintermediated and instant. That all of these showstoppers in the wild that makes the process long, so on and so forth, removed.
Yeah.
And so with awesome. Twitch, I think it's a great idea, as you said. When and if they will incorporate blockchain, all of this pain of being paid and all of the process is removed. Mm-hmm. Great idea. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we are moments away from our last giveaway here in our final time, creating plenty of time for final thoughts this time around. Charles Brown, created and submitted. Look at that. We already have a new .gaming domain holder right here, right now. I hope that whatever you signed up for, especially if it's Charles or Chuck.Gaming, I hope it's worth a billion soon. And
Yes.
Michael Gregory, thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Couple of quick things to share, some QR codes to flash on screen, some resources. First and foremost, for anybody here who maybe got affected by a layoff or wants to make sure that before you do, you have built your network, please join us in Amir's Games Job Resources. There's hundreds, if not thousands by now, of people here to give you free mentoring, free insight, free resume review, LinkedIn review, even interview preparation and mock interviews. Thanks to Alex Gombos and several others. Secondly is A16Z's Talent Network sign up for the Games Fund 1. This is Jordan Mazer and Andrew Chen. They actually run this wonderful thing. Jump in there, share your contact information, and be there to be considered as maybe part of the next. And last one is an awesome resource that was shared by our very own Christina Marie Drake not long ago. And that is this Resumes and Portfolios, the Naughty Dog Way. There's many different methodologies, modalities you can use when designing your resume and your portfolio. This happens to be what I see as a 25-year plus recruiting leader for big technology. This is one of the most elegant ways that I've ever seen to do it in a way that's understandable. And lastly, I think I was the third person to ever buy this T-shirt right here, and now I'm not the third, not the last one. But hey, ChatGPT for President 2024 and Code We Trust, because really, is this our best option? All right, let's go to our raffle. Last chance, folks. If you aren't already in there and you'd like to be considered, throw that lethal company up there. We got Sarab in here. We got Gary. We got Charles. Okay. We are ready to go. Let's see who wins. Oh, Ollie, how great is this? We've got 4 winners. 4 winners. Unless NL wins twice. I don't even really need to win, right? Hey! And with that, we can just go ahead and say congratulations to all of our winners who we have here on screen right now. That's everybody, including the other 3 that are there. Ollie, it finally happened. It finally happened, my friend. That doesn't come to the next one, though. Like, you have to be here for the next one. Otherwise, what are we going to talk about? But that gives us a little bit more time to... I will be the last. Yeah, I have a feeling if we would have kept spinning, Ollie, we probably would have been the last one.
I know. I was kind of waiting for it.
Side note, please join Ollie and I here in the near future. If you jump onto my page or Ollie's page, we're getting together to talk about what it means to be a game producer. This is by far the #1 most requested piece of what should I do in games if I want to get into games, if I want to be in games still. So come and join Ollie, who is one of the leading voices in games production. I'll just say it because Ollie won't be the one to say it. But we're at time. Let's go to Tia, if you'd like to share final thoughts, and then Davide, you can take us home.
You know, I just want to thank everybody for showing up and being here and supporting. I think this industry, that what definitely separates it from any other career industry, anything corporate business, and all of that I've seen is the passion that everybody has for each other, for games, and the supportiveness. So I just want to thank the whole community for being awesome.
So well said. And Tia, thank you for all that you do. You're not just present in stuff like this. You are. I see your name every single time I log in, and I see Justin Williams, I see Amir, I see Jasmine, I see Ida, everybody out here, Aaron, trying to help promote positivity in this community, inclusivity, and you're always there. So thank you for being that voice. Davide, take us home, my friend.
Thank you very much. Tia, thank you for your questions. Really nice to reply and to explain to you as to our public how to use Web3 domains. They're coming. Blockchain is coming into user-generated content, into our shared economies. It's the core decentralization, so sharing is caring. My advice, try to use your domains once. Is your point of contact with blockchain. It takes so little to start using it, and it opens a lot of possibility. Thank you for having me, John, and very happy to do more than this.
Thank you for helping us to explore kind of this brave new world, Davide. And I'm looking online right now, not just .gaming. There's thousands of SLDs, second level domains, available for as low as $30, and it's 25% off your first purchase. So jump over to freename.com, folks, whether you're joining us in the .gaming world or wherever that might be. Thank you so much, Davide, and see you next time, nerds.
Thank you.